Hello and welcome back to Pokeball Insider's video walkthrough for Pokemon Sun and Moon versions. This is Chapter 3, and this will take you through the battle with Kahuna Hala. So we're gonna kick this off, head up north on Route 3, through the gate that Ilma just opened up for you. If you take the north passage here, you'll find a trainer that you can battle with. It will be kind of hard to avoid him, so you're probably going to have to battle with him. Shouldn't be much of a problem. He's got one Psyduck. Torracat probably isn't the Pokemon for the job, but it's alright. Gonna switch it out. Switch in my trusty old Pikapeck. Trying to decide here if it was going to be better to heal the Pikapeck or just switch out Pichu. I tried out Pichu here. Knew that it was probably going to be a tough shot because I didn't think it could quite kill it, and I knew Pichu's defense wasn't excellent. This Psyduck actually proved to be quite tough for me. If you chose Rowlet, I have no problem with it. You picked up any sort of grass type along the way. So I went and healed there. Cut back. After you defeat that trainer, if you need to, you can go heal. Otherwise, just come up north again and pick up the heal ball that you'll find in an item ball. After that, you can either just continue forward or you can head down to this south route for a couple extra goodies here. Found a pretty wing after I defeated that wild Pokemon. You might be able to find something as well. You can pick up the Sharp Beak here. I'm gonna put this on my Pikapeck. Work out nicely. That just boosts flying type moves. You can come north here. If you stayed on that route, you'll probably run into her. If you went back south, you can optionally defeat this trainer here. She's just got a Petalo, which shouldn't be a problem for any of my Pokemon, especially not Torracat at this point. Just continue south on Route 3 until you get to Melemele Meadow, and then you're going to want to enter the meadow here. You run into Lily pretty quickly, which will, of course, kickstart a cutscene. And just as Lily always does, she seems to have lost Nebby again. It's always getting out of the bag. It's going to be your task to go and retrieve it. Just go ahead, head south a little bit, and you can pick up this Great Ball from an item ball before just heading into the meadow. Wild Pokemon can spawn from these flowers, so be aware of that. You can find a net ball the cliff here. Head north here and you'll run into Nebby. Not a hard Pokemon to find in this case. Once you find it, you'll automatically be taken back to Lily. She's giving you a hint that you can find Oricorio, which is a new 7th generation Pokemon in these flowers. I didn't run into any. So as soon as you exit the meadow, you're gonna battle Howigan. So be prepared for that. His Pichu is evolved into a Pikachu. And then he of course has the whichever starter Pokemon that you have the type advantage against. My Litten is not going to have any trouble with that Pikachu. If you pick Poplio, you might have a little bit of trouble. Not quite the case for me. Torcat could have easily taken out the Rowlet. I just wanted to get a little EXP on my Pikapack. Figured it could do the job too. Took a little bit longer, but I think it was worth it for the experience. Trying not to rely on that starter too heavy and to get a pretty balanced team. And it seems like it worked out well for me because that extra experience boosted Pika-Peka level, and now it is evolving. I have a Trumbeak. This is the second evolution in this 3 evolution process. Rather, the stage 1 Pokemon in the cycle. Yeah, Pika-Peka is just this generation's flying type that you encounter early on with 2 evolutions, similar to Pidgey or Starly. After you make quick work of your rival, the professor will join you. Now it's just the whole gang together again. So How's reminding you that after you defeat the trial captain, the next grand trial of the island is to defeat the Kahuna. That is what we are on our way to do. So continue south on Route 3 now. Can't face this trainer until after you defeated every other trainer on the route. So if you'd like to defeat him, you want to head south and face this trainer right here. He's got a Growlithe. See my newly evolved Trumbeak in action. Mentioned earlier that Echoed Voice is a nice move early on. It really is just nice to have a normal type move that's builds off of the last time you use it. If you know you're gonna have to use multiple moves, it's nice that they get stronger every time. After you defeat that trainer, head back up, talk to the farmer to the right here, and you'll get a Soothe Bell. Soothe Bells make Pokemon that hold them more friendly, which is an evolve condition for many Pokemon, including Pichu, which is why I'm equipping it to the Pichu right now. And I also figured I'd put the Sharpbeak on Trumbeak at this point to boost those flying type moves. After you get that Soothe Bell, go ahead and fight this red card trainer if you'd like. Left here. Premise of being a red card user is that when the red card is used, it's the same as using like Roar or any other move that draws out a different Pokemon in the party. At any point, one of your party Pokemon can be switched with the active Pokemon. Changes the strategy a little bit. You can see there that Trumbeak got carried out against my will. And Pichu, who is not very effective against Rockruff, was brought in. And of course spikes are laid on the ground to make each transition even worse for me. Knew I couldn't deal much damage with Pichu, but I figured I'd at least lower the attack so that I could more easily defeat this Rockruff. So I switched out to get the type advantage over this Slowpoke, but of course it doesn't matter that much because every time a red card is used, I'm not going to have control over that anyways. Thought Scratch might be more effective than like a Fire Fang. Not so sure that it was. So I used a potion here, which was not excellent. But I did get a critical hit, which brought me to a more level playing ground. So my thought process here was to switch this in so I could wake up the other guy without taking damage, but I forgot about the stones on the ground that just Took Torcat out right away. I switched strategies, decided to just see if I could take this out with a Thunderbolt. I barely scraped this battle by. Slowpoke seemed to be giving me a lot of trouble. After you've defeated him, you'll get a red card. Can be useful. And you chose to defeat him, just come head south past the trainer you've already defeated. Grab that super potion to the right. You head up right into the north here, you'll come across a berry tree. There'll likely be a crab brawler blocking those berries. Defeated that, pick those up. There's no reason to talk to this guy unless you've got a rock ruff that you can trade him. You shouldn't have a rock ruff yet. You need to go to Tin Carrot Hill before you can get one. So now you're back on Route 1. And all that's left to do is head back to Ike Town. Prepare for your battle with Kahuna Hala. Once inside the town, you'll be stopped by Lily and the professor for some more dialogue. As the professor mentioned, the Kahuna specializes in fighting type, so flying and psychic work especially well against him. You've got like a Psyduck or like a Trumbeak at this point, that'll be useful. Pokemon that the Kahuna has is a level 14 Mankey, a level 14 Makuhita, and a level 15 Crab Brawler. So before you are ready to defeat him, make sure you're prepared knowing those Pokemon. You can get a good type advantage over him. Recommend you have at least a few Pokemon in level 15 to 17 range. So I'm using Trumbeak to hopefully carry me through the battle. The only move that's going to be super effective is Peck, but I think that'll get me pretty far. It'll also be noted that he's going to be restoring his Pokemon a lot, so precautions of that. Don't count on being able to take something out and it not being restored back to full health. Then his next Pokemon's a level 14 Makuhita. Keeping with Trumbeak, using the same strategy. Hopefully a Peck will take it out. Although Makuhita does have a little bit more defense than a lot of fighting types, so Gonna take 2 pecks to take him out. And then his final Pokemon is going to be a level 15 Crabrawler. It should also be kept in mind that he's going to be using a fighting type Z move, which I underestimated how much damage it was going to do. You definitely want to have a lot of health. Even if you have a type advantage, that's going to hit really strong. So my Trumbeak suffered because I underestimated the power of that. Not too worried about it. I think Torcat is going to be able to finish Crabrawler off anyhow. And there I go. Our first Kahuna of 4 have been defeated. So as your reward for defeating him, just like the trial captains, you'll get a Z Crystal. And it's obviously the type that you just were up against, so Fidinium Z is the Z Crystal you'll get now. If you got a Pokemon with a fighting type move, it's going to power it up significantly. Remember that you can only use those once per battle. Teaches you the secret pose of using the move. Should be noted now that you can have Pokemon up to level 35 traded to your game and they'll obey you. So if that's something you want to do, you were worried about that. That pesky little Tauros is back. But this time, you're gonna have all the control. Because you're gonna get the Ride Pager, which allows you to ride Tauros around. The Ride Pager is essentially a replacement for HM's hidden machines that were moves that Pokemon could learn in previous generations that took up a slot and allowed you to interact with environments outside of battle. Now you can ride Pokemon using the Ride Pager, and they have essentially the same effects, but you don't need to save a move slot on some of your Pokemon for each HM. And when there's 8 of them, then you've only got 24 move slots. A third of your team is HMs. So the Ride Pager is definitely a nice upgrade and a good solution to that problem. With Tauros, you can smash rocks, similar to the first team in a lot of HM, rather. A lot of games, Rock Smash. And the Professor will give you TM54, False Swipe. False Swipe is a move that will make sure that the Pokemon you use it against does not faint, but it has at least 1 HP remaining. It's good for catching Pokemon if you are afraid that your move is too powerful and is going to make them faint. Afterwards, Lily will begin some dialogue with you and ask if she can tag along on your adventure. Of course, there's no way to say no to that. And with that, this chapter is concluded, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and join us for Chapter 4 of this Sun and Moon walkthrough.